Okay, so here I'm going to cut a piece of mirror. I'm replacing a car side view mirror, and this is the pattern they gave me. The important thing right off the bat is to make sure you know which side is the front, because this is not obviously symmetrical either way. So it's not reversible. If I did it like that, then all you would see is the back of a mirror. You don't want that. So I made sure the customer told me which side is the shine side. Anyway, and that's his name, which I probably shouldn't have on here. My bad. Okay. So I need to transfer this pattern to that, and I'm going to just do it roughly with this marker. And I'm just going to go around the edge like this real quick. Mirror is a pain to do compared to clear glass. If I were doing some sort of odd-shaped picture frame glass, I could have just set this pattern directly underneath the material and traced it with my glass cutter, and I could have avoided this step. But this will work just as well. Also, if I had a better pattern, if it was cardboard, I could maybe even do it here. I could trace around it like that. With paper, that's a little iffy. Sorta kind of works.
Pick up on 401, please. Pool City 401.
Or I can do it the long way. Just use a lot of marker this way. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I would rather have a cardboard pattern, but I think
Can I get you to come back to Pool City to help me for a few minutes, please?
okay. Let me turn down my radio. All right. So now I have my outline. Got this laying on a smooth, clean surface. That's very important. There's my glass cutter. So the key to cutting glass is to not be tentative really quick. If you do that, you've done nothing. If you just sort of half-ass it like that, that's not a good thing either. If you're going to score it like you mean it, like that. And try not to roll off the edge real hard, because that can crack it in a way you don't want to do. But see, that's what you want to do. Okay, so now I just have to follow this around. Whenever possible, you want to try to avoid starting and stopping a score. That is, picking up your cutter. Sometimes you have to, and I'll have to do it here in a second, but every time you do that, when you try to start again from that same score, you're inevitably going to have a spot that is not quite perfect, and therefore it is going to maybe break the wrong way. I apologize for my non-delicate grasp of my cutter there, but my motto is, score it really hard, just in case you hit it. I don't even know what that means. For something like this, that's good enough control, and you can certainly apply enough force to it. Now, I'm not going to say you can't push too hard on it. If you were to put crazy weight on it, that would be a bad thing, but okay. So now I've got my score all the way around. It's fairly continuous, and now what I have to do, this is still the same piece of glass. I need to break that score, and that's what this ball on the end of the cutter is for. I'm going to go underneath it. I'm going to tap it right underneath that line, like that. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but where I did that, you can see that it started to run. And if I apply a little pressure, like that, you can see that run extending like that. See it? Now I want to go all the way around. See that? And once that run has gone all the way around, I'll be able to break that glass out. Now, I've made it to here. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can use your cutter and tap it all the way around. You see it run around there? That tends to make more of a jaggy edge once you break it out, but in some cases that's the way you have to go. And almost there. Did you hear that? All right, so now that's all broken out, but you can't just pop this out. Unlike what you've seen in every movie and television show ever, cutting a circle or whatever in a piece of glass does not mean you can just do that and it falls out. I have to cut this away, which is easy. Just make sure I don't go into my actual piece of glass here. Just do that. Usually 4 sides are enough. Okay. Now I just break those out. I'm sure you saw that. And now, whenever you have a curve like that, it's going to give you a little bit of trouble because it's grabbing on to the edge of that mirror. If I have to, I can go ahead and cut it again. Like that. Okay. I could pull on it really hard and break it loose, but it might cause a really big chip or scallop in that mirror. So you don't want to force it if it doesn't want to come. Oh. Just the act of my pushing it down on the table was enough to break it loose. All right, and so there you go. And now, let's see if I'm relatively close here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now this edge is a little rough. There's a tiny little scallop there. That is an indentation from the back. That's where I was tapping it. See, that's the kind of artifact you get. If you're hitting it, you're going to get odd, wavy situations in the edge of the glass. I've got a sander that I'm going to use to clean this up, and I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that and make it nice and smooth. If you're at home, you would have to use sandpaper. Normal sandpaper will work on mirror or glass. Keeping it wet is a good idea because it'll not only keep the dust down, but every time you dunk it in a bucket of water or something, it will clear out the powdered glass and it will let you get a better bite on it again when you keep going. On mirror, you have to be careful. This silver on the back is the reflective part, and so if I were to sand it this way really vigorously, I might actually pull flakes of that away from the glass, which would be bad. So if you're going to sand mirror, you want to sand from the back first, and you'd be doing this, and that way you've actually taken away anything like that little flake that's sticking out and it might get caught from the front as you're sanding it on this side. So sand the back first, and then come around and do the front. And just to get rid of these edges wouldn't take too much, even with a piece of sandpaper. With my power sander, it'll take me like 30 seconds and I'm done. But there you go. So you can do that, get a piece of mirror for $5, and replace a car mirror that would have cost you at least 10 times that much from the dealership, probably a lot more. Okay? And there you go. Thanks.